What up, YouTube? We back. You just can't get rid of me. I'm not going nowhere. Today, we talking NFL playoffs. That's right. The regular season is done. Finito. And we got our playoff team set. And wild card weekend is up on us. Real quick, let's make jokes and laugh about all the coaches who got fired. Like Chip Kelly and Rex Ryan and Greg, I can't remember the coach of Jacksonville, who used to be our defensive coordinator. I'm so mad I can't remember his name. But he got fired too down in Jacksonville. Also, Denver's coach, he quit due to health reasons. So we wish him the best. He was a good coach. So yeah, who cares? Enough about that. I'm laughing at Chip Kelly and Rex Ryan, though, because I don't like either of them. I think they're both terrible coaches. So, haha, you guys both sucked. Especially the 49ers. Okay, enough of that. Let's talk about the teams that made moves this season, and I'm talking about the playoff teams. Playoffs are here. Let's talk about the AFC first, and then we'll get to the NFC. In the AFC, number 1 seed, New England Patriots. Number 2 seed, Kansas City Chiefs. Shout out to my second home and all my family in Kansas City. Your Chiefs had a great season. Andy Reid, once again, proving why he's such an underrated coach. Yeah. Kansas City is a problem, man. They can make some noise in the playoffs. This is the first time I've usually when Kansas City makes the playoff, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. They'll probably get there and they'll lose the first game. But I got confidence, especially with a first round bye and home game. I like to see them face New England. That'll be a really good game. So then those are your 1 and 2 seeds, both on the first round bye. Excuse me. Which leads to, just in case you guys didn't realize, I got a minor cold. You'll see me sniffling and clearing my throat and stuff. Colds are going around. I tried to avoid it. I got a little one. I didn't get hit full on. It's just mild, just mostly sniffles. That's about it. So that's why I'm sounding a little funny, and that's why you'll see me sniffing and coughing and stuff like that. Anyway, back to the playoffs. It's wild card weekend coming up. Like I said, Kansas City, New England on the bye. The teams that did not get the bye. Number 3 seed is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the number 4 seed are the Houston Texans. And the Houston Texans will be playing the Oakland Raiders, who are the wild card seed. And Pittsburgh Steelers will be playing the Miami Dolphins, who are also the who was also the second wild card team. And so the first game we're going to talk about. Oh, first game we'll talk about this first. We'll talk about the AFC before we move to NFC. So we're going to talk about the first game, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Which is the Oakland Raiders and the Houston Texans. Both of these teams have major issues at quarterback. News just dropped earlier today that Brock Osweiler is going to be starting for the Houston Texans. This game is going to be really tough to call because of the issues that they're having at quarterback. Osweiler did not play well this season. That's why he got pulled earlier, but they didn't have much success at all. Derek Carr was having a really good season. I really like Derek Carr as a quarterback. Then he got hurt, and it was bad. He got hurt last week, so that sucks. So this game is going to be very interesting. I want to say, out of all the home teams, Houston is the biggest team that I feel has the chance to lose at home. They're the biggest, the best team that I feel like has the chance to lose at home. Oakland is going to be tough for them without Derek Carr, but they can still get it done. They still got a good running game. That defense has still got some thumpers on it. Shouts out to Michael Irvin, former Seahawk, and Khalil Mack. So yeah, they got some thumpers on that defense. And while Houston does too, I can't forget J.J. Watt. But that offense on Houston just doesn't scare me. They don't scare anybody. While the Raiders can still run the ball pretty effectively. You know what I'm saying? And with Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree, they still got some playmakers who can catch some passes. I don't know who they're going to have throwing them and how effective that's going to be. But yeah, that's what's up with that. And the next game that we're going to be talking about, I'm sorry, a cat just ran in front of me. That's why you see me a little distracted, because there's a stupid cat that's sitting over there that just ran in front of me. So anyway, next game, Pittsburgh, Miami. Miami finished the season playing some really good football. They started slow, but they finished playing some really good football. While Pittsburgh, they were a little up and down this season, but they actually finished kind of strong too. And with the trifecta of Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown, they're always a threat, and they're always a problem, and they're always a scary team to deal with. So, yeah, look out for Pittsburgh. This is going to be a good game. Pittsburgh-Miami, I think, is going to be a better game than people are thinking it's going to be. I'm not making picks yet. I'm saving that till the end of the week. It's still early in the week. It's only Tuesday. So I'm going to be making my official picks later towards the week when we get closer to Saturday. But this is going to be a good game. It's going to be interesting to see what that Miami defense is tough. And Dominic Sue, I see you, bro. Yeah, but Pittsburgh, they can put up points. Like I said, with those guys they got on that offensive side of the ball, it's going to be... They got some deficiencies on defense, too. Pittsburgh does. So it'll be interesting to see if Miami can take advantage. Their offense isn't nothing spectacular to write home about. Miami's is. But that's going to be a very interesting game. Very interesting game. Okay. So that's it for the AFC. Let's move on to the NFC. The number 1 and the number 2 seeds are the Dallas Cowboys. Boo! They suck. They actually don't. I have to give them... I need you guys to mark this down because this will be maybe the only time you see me do this. I actually have to give a tip of my cap to Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. They played some really good football this year. That O-line is legit and serious, and that defense is all right. They did lose to the Giants twice. But, Cowboys is number 1 seed, home field throughout the playoffs as long as they in it. So they're going to be a problem, but they're on the bye, so we're not going to talk about them as much. Number 2 seed, Atlanta, also on the bye. Had a good season. Shouts out to Dan Reeves. Dan Reeves. Did I really just say Dan? Yeah. Atlanta's playing some good football, but they're also on the bye. Number 2 seed. They beat us out for it, barely. They got past the Saints. Saints tried to make a comeback at the end, but Atlanta was able to hold on and secure that number 2 seed. Which brings us to the number 3 seed, which is my Seattle Seahawks. Seattle, baby. And the number 4 seed are the Green Bay Packers, who are playing some of the best football in the NFL right now. Winners of 6 straight. Aaron Rodgers hasn't thrown an interception in those 6 games. They're playing some good football right now. The run game is still terrible, but we'll get to that in a minute. They will be facing off against the New York Giants, who are the 6th seed, and Seattle will be playing the Detroit Lions, who are the 5 seed. Detroit and Green Bay played for the division in the last game of the season. Green Bay won in Detroit. Was big and very impressive win. So that means Detroit gets to fly up to Seattle, and we get a reunion with Golden Tate. But before we talk about the Seahawks, let's talk about the Green Bay Packers and the New York Giants. I told you about Aaron Rodgers, how he's been playing so well, no interceptions in the last 6 games. He's really been having the passing game on point. Their run game is atrocious. They don't have much of a run game. Christian Michael's in their backfield, and I love Christian Michael for what he was able to do for Seattle and the player that he turned into, but he's not very good. That's why we cut him. Yeah. He works hard. He's a good worker. I like his work ethic, and I think he's a good dude. I just don't think he's a great football player. So I don't feel like their run game is going to be much of a problem. New York's defense has been pretty stout, especially against the run. I feel like they should be able to contain Christian Michael pretty easily. Excuse me. And Green Bay, like I said, they're playing some really good football. Aaron Rodgers in that pass game, and his offensive line has given him great protection. I wish I could say the same for ours, but yeah. So it's going to be a good game. I actually think the New York Green Bay game is going to be the game of the weekend. That's going to be a really good game. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not making my picks yet, but I think New York is going to be better than people are giving them credit for. I mean, people are giving them credit. Like I said, they beat the Cowboys twice, but yeah, we'll see how that plays out. And the last game that we will be talking about is, of course, my Seattle Seahawks versus the Detroit Lions. Golden Tate coming back to Seattle. Always fun to see former players come back. Golden Tate's turned into their number one wide receiver out in Detroit, and he's put up great numbers for them. He's played extremely well. Matthew Stafford has played extremely well. Just like us and just like Green Bay, don't have much of a run game. We don't have much of a run game. It's been a problem for us all season. Our offensive line is still a problem. So those are things that you have to worry about going into that game. Is the offensive line going to be able to hold up? Is the run game going to be able to do anything? But the three guys on the Seahawks that are the catalysts to make things happen, you've heard me say it before in the other video, Doug Baldwin, Jimmy Graham, Russell Wilson. Those three guys are going to be if they are not making plays, we don't stand a chance. Those guys have to, on the offensive side of the ball, they have to be the catalyst. They have to be the ones making plays. Otherwise, the run game has just not been what we need it to be this season. So we can't lean on it like we have been able to in the past. No beast mode back there. Thomas Rawls is but that O-line is just not doing enough for him. So it's going to be tough to see. It's going to be tough to watch that run game not be effective. But I still think the Seahawks have enough to get it done. I mean, in Detroit's not going to be a walk in the park. It's not. Those teams match up very well. Matthew Stafford slings that football. He throws it. He throws it a lot. And he's pretty good at it. And the secondary, the Legion's a little banged up. Like I said, Earl Thomas is just. We're missing him, and it's terrible that he's gone. We're missing him greatly. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that game plays out. So like I said, stay tuned and keep it locked right here. I'll be making my official picks towards the end of the week. So that gives you incentive to come back, and that gives you incentives to subscribe to the channel so you can see who I'm picking to win Wild Card Weekend. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The playoffs are here. It was a great regular season, but now it's time for the real football. Let's go. Playoffs are here. Wild Card Weekend. It's your boy, Mr. Von. Mr. Von's channel, Sweatbox. I'll see y'all later this week. Peace.